Still to come, it's summertime as we know, and the kids are off from school.
And that means a lot more device screen time for most kids. How do you keep them safe, and how do you make sure they don't become digital addicts? We have the answers next.
Well, a recent study found that kids' screen time increases 43% during the summer months. And meanwhile, we're already dealing with their growing dependency on technology. Well, clinical psychologist and founder of the Digital Citizens Academy, Dr. Lisa Strohman, is here to discuss how to keep your kids safe online this summer and help curb their obsession with too much tech. You're here to rescue us.
I hope so, right? Like, we all need rescuing. I'm a mom too, so it's tough in the summer.
It's tough. Well, the study said 43% increase, and I read somewhere also their brain, if they don't use it, goes down 25% of what they learned during the school year. So there's a lot of conflicting. What does this mean, 43%? You really watch that much or do that much?
Of course. Like, they've been in school 6 hours a day, Monday through Friday, all year long. Our jobs don't change in the summer, so we have to go to work, and they have a lot of free time on their hands. So where do they spend their free time when we're not around and watching them? Typically, they jump onto a device.
Well, a lot of people have like educational apps and apps that we put on our phone or their tablets or anything. You know, they seem harmless to me. And, you know, what should parents look out for in order to be safe? Because sometimes an educational app is, you know, helpful if we don't have workbooks or whatever.
Right. I think that, again, like, we have to look at kind of technology probably like as a food pyramid. There's healthy ones on the base that we all want to like eat. Those are our fruit and veggies. And the junk food on the top, like social media, those violent video games. Like, we don't want our kids to do those things because that's not healthy for them. So those are the things we want to keep them away from.
Okay. And we're seeing kids online. A lot of kids jump on the computer. You turn around for 2 seconds. You don't know what they're doing. You know, how can we keep them safe online? You just brought up social media. You brought up, you know, even YouTube and all these kind of places.
Right. I think that as a parent, I think education is first. I mean, I built my career around how do we educate parents, how do I support us in this field of like being a parent with these digital devices. But honestly, I think that if you have a conversation with your kid about what they're doing online and you teach them that there's some bad guys out there. We have 750,000 predators online almost every day that are specifically going to kid-related apps. So when we talk about educational, or we talk about YouTube, or we talk about social media, that's where those guys are going. And they're going in and they're very quickly learning how to talk to our kids.
So what do we do? Do we set boundaries, what they can go on and off of? Do we turn off the Wi-Fi? I don't know. You tell me.
A couple of them. I mean, we have a conversation with your kid. We need them to know that there are some people out there that are tricky and that they're trying to go after our kids. If you don't have a conversation about the why with them, they're never going to listen to us. We can say you can have 2 hours, but the minute they have those 2 hours, they're going to still go to the dangerous areas. So talk to them first. If you need to set boundaries and turn off Wi-Fi, your devices typically have that internal aspect of it. As a parent in a family plan, you can actually go in and say, here's our restrictions. So do that.
So speaking of this, you're saying, how can I effectively control my child who wants that iPad, who wants to go online? What can I do? Tell me what I can do.
So most of the time in the summer, the problem is that they're unstructured, right? They don't have the ability to understand how to set their day up. I would say to my kid, here, we're going to do art. We're going to do these things. My daughter took all of our old crayons and put them into a melted like canvas for me the other day. And it took her 4 hours to do. And I came home and it was this beautiful like melted crayon art because I gave her structure. Do some art, do some music. So she did it all during the day.
Okay, so what if I'm not as good as you? And I don't come up with crafts. I'm not crafty. I have some teenagers. And you know what? I'm gone, and these teenagers are ruling the roost. Like you said, I'm serious. Do I really cut off the Wi-Fi or get access to their accounts?
Yeah, absolutely. If it's a teenager, this is like my biggest issue. I think parents think that it's not as dangerous as it is. You really definitely have to understand that teenagers specifically get bored very easily. They're super curious about what's outside and what they're doing. And if they're locked inside the house, they are going to jump online and they're going to go try to talk to people. And that's the part that we have to, as parents, have conversations. And then, yeah, shut down the Wi-Fi if you have to. Make them do things outside.
So another problem, what if my kid is unable to self-regulate? What do I do? Like, I know my kid won't be able to manage themselves. I trust them, but I just know in my heart they can't do it.
Right. Most kids can't regulate. They haven't learned how to do that. So for us, it's on our part to say, here's how we're going to set up some boundaries and some help for you to regulate your time, understand how to like regulate those emotions of feeling bored. hey, it's okay to be bored every once in a while. It's okay to have our own thoughts. Like, this is why we go to yoga. We pay people money to like sit in our own thoughts. We have to teach them how to do that. And so we have to have a conversation about that.
Dr. Lisa Strohman, you know what I'm going back to? Cutting off the Wi-Fi. I'm just not going to pay the bill.
Right, there you go.
And then they don't have anything to do for their summer. All right, Dr. Strohmer is the founder of Digital Citizen Academy. Some good stuff. And you know what? Just pay attention.
Yes.
Just be aware of what your kid's doing.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.